A victory for protest and people power. Tens of thousands of women across Poland went on strike on Monday, taking to the streets, dressed in black, to protest a ban on abortions.
Jestem księgową. Dzisiaj wzięłam urlop wolny za zgodą mojego przełożonego. Jestem tutaj dlatego, żeby moja córka miała wolność wyboru, żeby w Polsce był wybór, żeby nikt mi nie narzucał, jak mam żyć, co mam robić ze swoim ciałem, co mają robić ze ciałem moje dzieci.
Kobiety już mają dosyć, bo to jest typowo nasza sprawa, to jest w 100% nasza sprawa. Dzielimy się z nią z mężczyznami, ale z mężczyznami, którzy chcą nas wspierać, a nie którzy chcą nas zniewalać.
The staunchly Catholic Poland already has one of the most restrictive abortion laws in Europe. They're banned except in cases where there is a threat to the woman's health, the fetus is irreparably damaged, or the pregnancy is the result of rape or incest. But a bill before Parliament had proposed a near-complete ban, only allowed if the woman's life was at risk. And it proposed that women seeking abortions, or doctors who perform them, could face up to 5 years in prison. But this nationwide show of force gave the government food for thought. And Poland's parliament has now voted overwhelmingly to reject the bill, 352 votes to 58.
Zapewniam Wysoką Izbę, że Prawo i Sprawiedliwość jest, będzie w dalszym ciągu za ochroną życia i będzie podejmowało w tym kierunku odpowiednie działania.
It's the first major setback for the ruling Conservative Law and Justice Party, but a win for tens of thousands of Polish women. Yvette McCullough, The Newsmakers.
Well, Elizabeta Koralczyk joins me now from Warsaw. She is a professor of gender studies at Warsaw University. Thank you so much for joining us. First of all, you actually participated in the protest, so I just wanted to get your take on how it felt to be there, and if you feel this really is a victory for women in Poland.
Hello. It felt amazing, I must say, because I have been to many demonstrations during the last, let's say, 15 years. And that was one of the biggest, but also the energy, the level of engagement was amazing. Me and my friends went there assuming that, you know, on Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. and with pouring rain, there will be, I don't know, 1,000 people maybe. And we saw this amazing river of black-clad women with umbrellas coming from everywhere. And that was just something, you know, felt like a revolution because I could climb a view tower, and so I could see it from above. And that looked like, I don't know, a Yankee Stadium full of women and men as well, roaring, screaming, being together. That felt like a revolution.
So you feel like you've lived a bit of history there, and it is what we're hearing, an apparent victory for women in Poland. But the country still has some of the most restrictive abortion laws in Europe. Do you still feel those need liberalization, or are you happy with this victory and where things stand now?
This is just one battle in a long war, which I don't think will be over ever. Look at the US, where the war on abortion is really ongoing for the last 30, 40 years. And in that sense, I think it will be also in Poland, because we have a very restrictive law, and even though it is extremely restrictive in terms of, you know, conditions under which you can perform abortion, still many women who could legally obtain abortion are not able to do that because the doctors don't want to give them this right because of the conscience clause that many doctors claim. Because many doctors just don't want to be the target of anti-choice groups. And in that sense, women now are awakening, and many of them understand that what we have now is already a barbaric and really anti-women law. So in that sense, there is a growing movement, I would say, a growing understanding that the only way to actually do something to protect women's rights is to abolish the law that we have now, so to go for liberalization. But of course, that would be impossible under the current government. So this is a long-term battle.
And you've also said that what happened in these protests and post these protests wasn't just about the issue. It wasn't just about the abortion legislation. It was about Poland's democracy. Explain that.
Yes, definitely. I mean, the situation where half of the citizens are denied their citizens' rights to bodily integrity, to decisions concerning their private family life, is undemocratic. This is one thing. The second problem is that we never had a real debate about this issue, because in the 90s, in the early 90s, when the then new democratic government introduced this new law, which induced restrictions, there were initiatives to hold a national referenda about that. And there were around 2 million signatures to support this idea, but this was just thrown into the gutter, basically. So we never had a real national debate about what does it mean. And in that sense, also what happened yesterday in the Parliamentary Commission, and you know, the lack of debate on this, even it was a barbaric proposal, the one which banned abortion in all cases, there should be a debate, and that was just cut in the beginning. So I think that the way they discussed this bill was also undemocratic. So I am not very happy about how this came about. And many women in Poland are not happy about it, and they want to be recognized as full citizens with full citizens' rights.
Okay. Elizabeth Koralczyk, thank you so much for joining us on the Newsmakers.